Good morning, guys. Today is Wednesday, June 10th, and I hope you're having a great start to your day. Before we get into the news, let me explain this one because it's a little complicated. For a while now, some people have been sending this Mangaka K Sasuga very vitriolic messages because they don't like the way that Domestic Girlfriend is going. Some people, of course, are fine with the way it's going. Some people, of course, don't like the way it's going, and they're being reasonable and not sending terrible things to the mangaka. Other people, unfortunately, are doing that. And this has especially been going on a lot the last week. I've had this topic in my book for a few days. I planned on covering it a few days ago, but I'm just getting to it now. Unfortunately for me, I'm late getting to it because the backlash has been ramping up over the last week, and it's especially unfortunate because, well, the manga just wrapped up on June 10th in Japan. June 10th is also today, but the point is Japan is ahead of us here in the States. So what I'm getting at is I very well may be making a follow-up now that the manga is over if these, terrible messages continue to amplify. So that is what I had to explain at the beginning. Hopefully that made sense, and thank you very much for your patience. Here's the video. Mangaka for Domestic Girlfriend, K Sasuga, says Twitter is getting a little hard because there are too many angry criticisms, and stickiness from overseas people. This is from Google Translate. Luckily, we have a better translation provided by Rayforce Game. Shouts out to Rayforce Game. Let's take a look at that one. Before we read this, let me just try to clarify what's going on here. And I'm a little out of the loop because I don't read Domestic Girlfriend. Also, I'm covering this a couple days late, and it looks like a number of tweets have been deleted, so I'm missing some context on things. Doing my best to understand what's going on here, though. Basically, I think the situation is like this. There's two potential love interests that the main character has, or had. Throughout the story, they pretty much set up this one love interest much more than the other, and at the end, he ends up going with the other girl. So a lot of people were upset with that. Now, if you're upset, that's fine. You can not like the ending. There's actually plenty of shows where I'm like, man, the ending really... It dropped the ball at the end. Plenty of shows I feel that way about. But there's a big difference between not liking an ending or even being upset with an ending and then, going to Twitter and sending terrible things to the creators. Because once you do that, you start sounding like a fanatic. And you never want to become a fanatic. Anyways, once again, Ray Drake Game, thank you for this translation. K Sasuga says, thank you for all the supportive replies. It really cheers me up. As for the criticism, I'm just thinking of adding a little explanation scene to the book because I feel that there are a lot of people who don't get the thoughts and stance of the characters. I don't think those people will buy the magazines, though. Anyways, the magazine's preliminary reader survey was very good, and I'm not hurt by it. I am paraphrasing this a little bit just to make it a little even more clear in my opinion, but if you want the original translation, it's right here. I'm not changing much. It's right here on screen. Continuing. When I blocked an account, it felt like this really sucks. But then that account would come right back with a new account, so the blocking really wouldn't do anything. Every time I would tweet something, I would get a ridiculous comment insulting me. It was like they were waiting for me. I got frustrated. As many people have advised me, I'll try to keep a low profile on Twitter, except for big announcements. However, I will continue to update regularly on Pixiv, though. I'm really happy for all the support I've gotten from all over the world. Thank you. I did want to read it a little differently, by the way, because I noticed in some videos when I'm reading a translated comment, it's kind of weird to read and weird to listen to. And I've gotten some comments saying the same thing that I noticed as well. So hopefully that kind of makes it easier. I don't know. Let me know in the comments below. And again, the full translation as is on screen, or was on screen. Now we'll move on. Let's go over to this tweet with 3,200 likes from B Woofy. Their account is now protected. I don't know why. I don't think that they were sending anything bad to K Sasuga. As a matter of fact, if I understand the context, they were actually standing up for K Sasuga. So the reason why they protected their account might be something that has nothing to do with this situation. I'm only bringing that up because some people will notice we're using an archive link. And that's why, if you're curious. So nothing more about that. Let's move on. The tweet just reads, never tell me stuff like Westerners are not the reason why Japanese artists and mangaka avoid using Twitter ever again. Post that translated from Google, screenshot of K Sasuga's first tweet, and we have some responses here to take a look at. But again, this is the one that seemed to be going off the most, with 3,200 likes, people talking about this. So interesting, got protected. Like I said earlier in the video, some comments were deleted at some point as well. Just kind of letting you guys know there is some context missing. But this is an interesting little exchange here. Let's take a look at this. Valerie, excuse me. My pronunciation is really weird sometimes. I fully know that. Valerie says, that is cultural imperialism. People have no idea how to respect other cultures. They criticize them without taking some time to learn about them, but oh boy, do they demand to respect theirs. They love to impose their own culture. And this person, Konko, says, they are criticizing our work. What does culture have to do with this? So some of the comments were absolutely not criticism. They were pure hate. I can attest to that, and I'll show you some of those in a moment. But let's take a look at the response from this person, Potatio. I don't even know how to say that one, but I know to say Hyrule. I'll call them Hyrule Kingdom instead. Hyrule Kingdom says, I'm not a big Japanese expert or anything, but here's a big cultural difference that non-Japanese people don't get. Number one, Japanese respect mangaka in their work. Even if they don't like it, they don't go out of their way to slander the mangaka. Number two, people overseas link the mangaka and their work, which is why criticism gets personal right away. The mangaka aren't used to it because they are not their work. Basically, don't insult the person because you don't like their work. It's basic ethics. We could have an interesting conversation about that. I mean, I'm not an expert on Japan either, to be honest, but I do know the Japanese are very prideful in who they associate with, like what company they work for and this sort of thing. So it's interesting. I have seen before people claiming that there is a big separation between like an individual's work in Japan and that individual, like Hyrule Kingdom was saying here. But at the same time, it's interesting to me because I do know it's also very big who you associate with, who you work for in Japan as well. So on a basic level, at that point, it gets kind of confusing. But I suppose there is a big difference between specifically who you work with and, what you're doing in your line of work. So I guess that's where the divide comes. I don't know. Just kind of throwing some ideas out there. We'll move on from that, though, because, again, I'm not an expert either. So continuing. Now I will show you an example of some of the negative tweets that she has been receiving. One such tweet from Aether, who says, "Don't make such a bad ending if you're not ready for criticism." So that tweet is not that bad, let's be honest. I mean, it's not a good tweet, but it's really not that bad either. I've seen way more toxic stuff than that on Twitter. But the point is, she has received a lot of just vitriol thrown her way, stuff that is not criticism at all. And we have a response here from this person, Gigs, who brings something very interesting up, and I'm going to try to give you more context on that. So let's take a look. He says, so constantly harassing her and even telling her she should Minecraft her own pet is criticism? Just because you didn't like the ending? You people are just embarrassing to overseas fans. You have a right to have an opinion, but constantly tweeting her over it is not criticism. And Minecrafting her own pet. I tried to find tweets that said something like that. I could not find them, but I can give you some more context, so let me do that at least. There was this tweet from K Sasuga who says, "Good morning. It is a rabbit that plays with the multicolored tassel, bought for summer to hang on the sofa, and let's take a look at this. 16-second video. We'll watch a few seconds of it. Very cute rabbit. She's sharing her rabbit to the world. That can't go poorly, right? Well, apparently when you post it on Twitter, it can, because weirdos thrive there. But again, I couldn't actually find any tweets of people asking her to Minecraft her rabbit, which would be insane. So maybe they got deleted. Maybe they were never there. I don't know. I really don't know. But there is this one, which is still pretty cringy. Says, I hope your rabbit is happy and well taken care of because the Dome X Kano readers are sad and desolate with this horrifying ending. Man, you even got to complain about it on a little post about her rabbit. Come on. Responses to that tweet. It's just got a meme here of some dude like trying to mow a tree, basically. Never seen that one before, actually. We also have someone says, I like the ending. And then we have Luna who takes it a bit further and says, stop complaining. Weren't you the ones who told her to do her story however she wanted? Keep your word up. As all your fandom said before, it's her story, and you are not the only reader. Believe me, she will survive without you guys. I love your rabbit, sensei. And then the person who was complaining responds and says, it's not about Rui or Hina. So those are the two love interests, if you didn't get the memo. And my bad for not giving the names out earlier. There you go. Rui and Hina. It's about how the whole development of the relationship between them has been completely thrown away. Come on, if you make an effort, you will understand it's not that difficult. Dude, you're on a post about a rabbit, though. I mean, come on, man. Give her a break. This one, however, is one of the worst tweets I was able to find. This one is from Haruno, and it says, so I've read some spoilers that Hina will marry Natsuo a few years later, and the four, Natsui, Rui, Haruka, and Hina, will live together. That's crazy and disgusting of you, Kei Sasuga. Please don't write any more after this. You are disgusting. And 33 very triggered, weak-minded, pathetic, weird people agree with that take. And let me say it again, I fully support your right to not like the ending. And heck, I even support this person's right to free speech. They can say stuff like this. However, if you're going to start calling the mangaka disgusting, saying she should not write anymore, and making yourself look like a complete moron online, expect other people to exercise their right to free speech in criticizing your comment. That's just the way it goes. I got to show you some of the comments in response to that tweet that we just read, though. There's something else. Starting with this one, if you're not audio only, just look at the name of this person. I don't want to repeat it, sorry. And oh my gosh, what they say. They say, I agree on the disgusting part, but maybe as a lesson, she should just write, Shmien Tai, so that maybe, just maybe, we can understand the logic of her pairing and the living conditions between the four of them. What the heck did I just read? This person agrees the situation is disgusting, but then asks the mangaka to take it even further by writing that type of content, and they want to look at that content? What? And the response from the person who made the tweet calling her disgusting, saying she should not write anymore, says, yes, you have a point there. It's more reasonable. That's reasonable? What the heck? Oh my gosh, man. And we got another really weird comment exchange here. Says, hey, this are fake spoilers to fool any readers. The group didn't give any summary anymore because it's the last chapter. The response, better be fake. Otherwise, she is really crazy. Even if Hina did marry Natsuo, there's no need to put the four of them under the same roof together. It's not just disgusting, but crazy. Better be fake. And the response, because it's too crazy. It can't be possible, the ending. This is only a fan fiction spoiler. This other person chimes in now and says, it's already spread. Not fake, but official. And then you have the person who was saying all the disgusting stuff then says, wow, that's insane. At Sasuga K. And they do the at wrong. They're so mad. They do the at wrong. I love when we see this on Twitter. People get so mad they start having typos, or they do the at wrong like this one. Says, wow, that's insane. Tries to at Sasuga. Fails epically. Says 100% official. Then, hey, at Sasuga K. She fails. This person fails twice in a row in the same tweet. How's that even possible? Then says, is this the happy ending for Rui that you're talking about? Wow, you are crazy. And BS. You're crazy and BS. Yeah, really making a strong case for the crazy person being the one, what's it called? The spade, call a spade or whatever, however the saying goes. You know what I'm getting at. There is someone crazy here. I don't think it is Sasuga. Dude, this person is way more upset than I even realized. I just took a look at their bio on Twitter. Dude, look at the bio on Twitter. It says, I become a hater of a mangaka who create a garbage ending story where a homewrecker won and the scumbag and disgusting male lead still alive until the end. Hashtag DNK. Whoa. Wow. Okay. And then back to the tweets here. Someone says, I started reading the manga in 2014 and I hate the manga right now, but tagging a mangaka on Twitter, calling her disgusting, that's massive entitlement. Shake my head. Assuming arguendo, you read the manga legally, you still have no right to do so. And the response, okay, congratulations. Happy for you. Another person says, stop being such a crybaby. The whole story is bizarre. That's the purpose. And the response, keep thinking like that. And I don't care. And I want to emphasize it again. This is crazy. Oh my gosh, man. Oh my gosh, Twitter's nuts. You want to talk about entitlement, by the way? Take a look at this tweet that says from Moody, K Sasuga, at K Sasuga. Especially, I really need an explanation of these panels because I truly believe Sasuga was trying to tell us something, to give us a hint for a Hina ending. But maybe my reading skills are bad and they were just baits. Dude, imagine adding the mangaka, demanding an explanation, literally saying, I really need an explanation for these panels. The mangaka's busy. Like, what the heck? Oh my gosh, the entitlement is insane. And the full context of this, the original tweet on this one was responding to Kei Sasuga's tweet from February 2020. You know, she was having people sending her bad stuff from back then, apparently, too. By the way, I just had an itch on my neck, and it looks crazy right now if you're wondering about that. It looks worse than it is. I don't know. It's the lighting or something. Anyways, Moody says, Kei Sasuga, just so you know, sensei, blocking people is not the solution. Dude calls her sensei and then, like, says this stuff. That's a weird dynamic right there. Talking is the solution. They are your readers. Don't forget that. Like this, you're just increasing hate. If it's over for Hina to be with Natsuo, you have nothing to lose. Ryan says it's pretty sad that she's blocking for sharing a photo to her that all started from the chapters that she did. Moody says the point is that this harassment won't stop. They will just create a new account and start again. This is just running away from problems. Dude, it's ats on Twitter. It's not running away from a problem. It's not that big of a deal. It's just annoying stuff she doesn't want to deal with, okay? Like, you can't run from a problem when there's no problem. Some people being mad and outraged and adding you on Twitter is not really a problem that deserves full attention to be dealt with. I mean, the mangaka's probably busy being a mangaka and having a personal life. If she wants to just block those people and move on, she has all the right to. She doesn't owe all those people an explanation. Are you kidding me? She'll never get her work done. It's so unreasonable and so entitled. Moody also says, all we care about is for Hina to be with Natsuo. If there's no more chance, she should just say so we can move on as well. Dude, if you're only watching or reading this because you want to see a specific ending and you don't even like what you're reading up until that point, let me give you very good advice. Stop reading it, and when it's done, look up a Wikipedia summary to see how it ended. Then you can not read it anymore because you don't enjoy it anyways, and you'll still know how it ended. That's a good solution, as opposed to putting yourself through something that you don't like and then crying about it on Twitter, demanding an explanation from a mangaka over and over and over. And Moody, who is so upset, continues to cry in this portion of the tweet as well. We're missing context because whoever she was responding to deleted their account or something. The tweets are all missing. But luckily, we don't really need that anyways. This is funny enough as it is. Moody says, maybe, but she is increasing this behavior by blocking people because she won't achieve nothing by doing that. I highly disagree. As I already explained, she doesn't really have too much to gain from engaging with non-stop vitriol on Twitter that won't really end even if she engages. If she engages, it's just going to cause more responses. And she will never get her work done. People like Moody live on Twitter, and they think everyone else does too. It's insane. They are so detached from reality. Most people in the world don't use Twitter, and of the people that do, a high percentage of them are inactive, and another percent are somewhat active. Most people are not actively on Twitter, like Moody here apparently, but they just don't get that. For some reason, they think everyone's on Twitter all the time. That's what people do. They're on Twitter. That's what they're doing 24/7, man, Twitter. Jeez. We got two more comments here from Moody. I'm free to express my doubts about plot holes because she is a public figure. Well, first of all, that's debatable if Kei Sasuga is a public figure. Highly debatable first. Second of all, what does debating plot holes in the manga have anything to do with her being a public figure? You're more than welcome to theorize about the plot of the manga and stuff like that. It doesn't have anything to do with the mangaka, really. So that's a weird argument as well. You can see these people don't even really know what they're talking about. And finally, she says, it's not me who has been blocked, man. You completely misunderstood, whatever. Again, I don't know who she's talking to or what they're saying, but I'm not surprised that they're confused or misunderstood something because Moody's points really are not great. I guess we'll wrap it up there, though. But again, as I said at the start, if there is enough material for a follow-up, I will be sure to do that. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure you are subscribed and have notifications on so you can be aware of when that follow-up comes out. Maybe consider leaving a comment down below. Maybe consider leaving a like. All of that helps out greatly. So does sharing the videos. Shouts out to the kind people from yesterday who shared those videos. For the Hero Academia one, we got John E, Shon M, Coden X, 13th Honeybee, Dinosaur King, Baku Girl, Faunus R, DXDKJ, KJC, Amethyst T, and Intimidator 0108. And for the mismatched sock video, shouts out to John E, DXDKJ, Baku Girl, Shogun, Deshaun M, Dinosaur King, Faunus R, Ice Cream is Just an Illusion, Amethyst T, Wesley, Intimidator, KJC, and Johnny Comic Lately. Thank you all once again, and I look forward to seeing you next time.